In the glittering world of daytime television, where celebrities share laughs and light-hearted banter, an unexpected storm brewed on the set of The Kelly Clarkson Show, leading to one of the most talked-about moments in recent entertainment history, Gwen Stefani storming off after a heated clash with host Kelly Clarkson. It all began innocently enough during a promotional appearance for Gwen's latest album, where she was set to discuss her music, fashion line, and personal life. But tensions simmered beneath the surface due to long-standing rumors of rivalry between the two powerhouse singers, both of whom have dominated the pop and rock scenes for decades with their unique styles and powerful voices. As the interview commenced, Kelly, known for her candid and relatable hosting style, delved into questions about Gwen's marriage to Blake Shelton, her fellow coach on The Voice, probing into how their relationship has evolved amidst the spotlight. But Gwen, ever the private icon, seemed uncomfortable from the start, her body language shifting from relaxed to rigid as the queries grew more personal. The clash ignited when Kelly playfully but pointedly brought up old interviews where Gwen had spoken about her ex-husband Gavin Rossdale and the painful divorce that inspired much of her music, suggesting that perhaps those experiences still lingered in her current happiness, which Gwen interpreted as an invasion of privacy, her face flushing with a mix of anger and disbelief as she retorted sharply, "Kelly, that's not fair to bring up ancient history on national TV without warning," her voice rising in pitch, echoing through the studio audience who gasped in unison. Kelly, attempting to diffuse the situation with her signature humor, laughed it off and said, "Oh come on, Gwen, we're all friends here, sharing stories is what we do." But this only fueled the fire, as Gwen felt dismissed and disrespected, her years in the industry flashing before her eyes, from her No Doubt days to her solo success, reminding her of the constant scrutiny women in music face. The argument escalated rapidly, with Gwen accusing Kelly of crossing boundaries for ratings, while Kelly defended her approach as genuine curiosity, the back and forth drawing in the audience's murmurs and turning the segment into a spectacle no one anticipated. Finally, unable to contain her frustration, Gwen stood up abruptly, removing her microphone pack with a dramatic flair, and declared, "I'm done here, this isn't what I signed up for," before storming off the set, leaving Kelly stunned and the crew scrambling to cut to commercial. The incident immediately sparking a frenzy on social media where fans debated who was at fault, with hashtags like #GwenVS.Kelly trending worldwide within minutes. Behind the scenes, sources close to the production revealed that the clash wasn't entirely spontaneous, as pre-interview discussions had hinted at sensitive topics, but Gwen's team had requested certain areas be off-limits, a request that apparently wasn't fully honored, leading to whispers of potential lawsuits or public apologies in the works. As the dust settled, entertainment analysts pondered the impact on both stars' careers, noting how such raw moments can humanize celebrities but also damage reputations if not handled carefully, with Gwen's fans rallying in support, praising her for standing up against intrusive questioning, while Kelly's admirers defended her as just being her authentic self. The full story, however, goes deeper, exploring the pressures of fame, the dynamics of female friendships in Hollywood, and how a simple chat can unravel into chaos, reminding us that even icons like Gwen and Kelly are vulnerable to the pitfalls of live television. This event not only captivated viewers but also sparked conversations about boundaries in interviews, with many calling for more respect towards guests' personal lives, especially in an era where mental health awareness is paramount. In the following days, clips of the altercation went viral, amassing millions of views on platforms like YouTube and TikTok, where users dissected every gesture and word, some even creating memes that poked fun at the dramatic exit, turning a tense moment into internet gold. Gwen, known for her resilience, later addressed the incident indirectly through her social media, posting cryptic messages about self-respect and authenticity, which her followers interpreted as subtle shade towards Kelly, further fueling the feud narrative that tabloids loved to exploit. Meanwhile, Kelly's show continued without missing a beat, but insiders reported a more cautious approach to future interviews, with producers implementing stricter guidelines on question vetting to avoid similar blow-ups. The clash also highlighted the contrasting personalities of the two, Gwen's punk rock edge clashing with Kelly's folksy charm, A recipe for fireworks that no one saw coming but everyone couldn't stop talking about. As we delve into the backstory, it's worth noting Gwen's history of navigating public heartbreaks, from her high-profile split with Gavin to finding love with Blake, stories she's shared on her terms through music, not forced confessions on talk shows. Kelly, on the other hand, has built her brand on openness, often sharing her own divorce woes from Brandon Blackstock, perhaps assuming others would be as forthcoming, a miscalculation that led to this explosive encounter. The studio audience, eyewitnesses to the drama, later shared their accounts online, describing the awkward silence that followed Gwen's departure, with Kelly attempting to lighten the mood by joking about diva moments before transitioning to the next segment. This incident joins a long list of memorable talk show mishaps, from Tom Cruise's couch jumping to more serious walk-offs, but what sets this apart is the genuine emotion displayed by both women, raw and unfiltered in a medium that's often scripted. In retrospect, perhaps the clash was inevitable, given their overlapping careers on The Voice, where friendly competition sometimes spilled over into real tension, though publicly they've always professed mutual admiration. Now, with the full story unfolding, fans are left wondering if reconciliation is possible, or if this marks the beginning of a new celebrity rivalry that will keep gossip columns busy for months to come. As we continue to unpack this, let's remember the human element. Two talented artists caught in a moment of vulnerability, teaching us all about the importance of empathy in conversations, especially under the bright lights of fame. Diving deeper into the prelude of the infamous clash on the Kelly Clarkson Show, it's essential to understand the build-up that led to Gwen Stefani's dramatic storm-off, a moment that has since been replayed countless times across media outlets, dissecting every nuance of the exchange between her and Kelly Clarkson. Weeks before the taping, Gwen was riding high on the release of her new album, a blend of reggae-infused pop and heartfelt ballads that drew from her life's ups and downs, and she agreed to appear on Kelly's show as part of a promotional tour, expecting a fun, music-focused chat given their shared history as voice coaches. However, rumors had been swirling about underlying tensions, stemming from comments Kelly made in past episodes about country music crossovers, which some interpreted as subtle digs at Gwen's relationship with Blake Shelton, the country superstar who left his coaching spot amid personal changes. On the day of the show, the atmosphere was electric, with the audience buzzing in anticipation of seeing two music legends together. But backstage, Gwen's team reiterated boundaries, specifically avoiding deep dives into her past relationships, a sore spot since her 2015 divorce from Gavin Rossdale after 13 years of marriage and 3 children together. As the segment began, Kelly started strong with compliments on Gwen's timeless style and vocal prowess, but soon veered into territory that hit close to home, asking about how Gwen balances her career with motherhood and marriage, questions that seemed innocuous but carried an undercurrent of comparison to Kelly's own life experiences. Gwen answered politely at first, sharing anecdotes about her sons Kingston, Zuma, and Apollo, and how Blake has become a father figure, but her responses grew shorter as Kelly pressed on, mentioning how second chances in love can be tricky, a phrase that Gwen took as a veiled reference to her ex's infidelity scandals that rocked her world a decade ago. The turning point came when Kelly played a clip from an old No Doubt performance, intending it as a tribute, but followed it with a question about whether Gwen ever regrets leaving the band for solo pursuits, implying a sense of loss that Gwen vehemently denied, her eyes narrowing as she said, "I've never regretted my path, it's made me who I am today." Kelly, sensing the shift but pushing forward, laughed and added, "Well, we all have those what-if moments, right? Like, what if you and Gavin had worked it out?" This was the spark that ignited the powder keg, with Gwen slamming her hand on the armrest, her voice trembling with emotion as she accused Kelly of sensationalism. "You're turning this into a tabloid session, and I won't stand for it." The audience fell silent, the usual cheers replaced by uncomfortable whispers, as the two exchanged heated words, Kelly defending her intent as just girl talk while Gwen countered that true friends respect limits. In a flash, Gwen rose, her blonde hair whipping as she turned, muttering under her breath about the disrespect, and marched off stage, the cameras capturing her determined stride before cutting away. Post-incident, The show's producers were in damage control mode, issuing statements that emphasized the mutual respect between the hosts and guests, but leaks suggested heated phone calls between management teams, with Gwen's side demanding an on-air apology. Social media exploded, with celebrities weighing in, some like Pink supporting Gwen's boundary setting, others like Reba McEntire backing Kelly's unfiltered style. The full story reveals layers of complexity, including how gender dynamics play into such confrontations, with women often pitted against each other in media narratives, amplifying what might have been a minor disagreement into a major scandal. Analysts pointed out that this could boost ratings for both, as controversy often does, with Kelly's show seeing a spike in viewership for reruns of the episode. Gwen, meanwhile, channeled the energy into her music, hinting at new tracks inspired by empowerment and resilience. The clash also prompted discussions in industry circles about interview protocols, with calls for better preparation and sensitivity training for hosts. Eyewitness accounts from the audience described the post-walk-off awkwardness, where Kelly composed herself quickly, joking, "Well, that was unexpected, but let's move on to some music," before introducing the next guest. In the broader context, this event mirrors other celebrity meltdowns, like Kanye West's interruptions or Ellen's controversial moments, but stands out for its authenticity, lacking the performative flair of some. As we explore further, it's clear that Gwen's storm-off was more than a tantrum. It was a stand against the commodification of personal pain for entertainment value. Kelly, for her part, later reflected in a podcast that she learned from the experience, vowing to be more mindful. The ripple effects continue, with fan theories speculating on whether this ends their voice camaraderie or sparks a collaboration to mend fences. Ultimately, the full story is a testament to the fragility of public personas, where a single question can unravel years of built-up poise, leaving lasting impressions on fans and foes alike. As the echoes of Gwen Stefani's footsteps faded from the set of The Kelly Clarkson Show following her heated clash and subsequent storm-off, the entertainment world was left reeling, piecing together the aftermath of what many dubbed the Diva Showdown of the Year, a title that captured the intensity of the moment between two beloved singers. Immediately after the incident, Kelly Clarkson addressed the audience during the commercial break, her voice steady but her expression betraying a mix of surprise and regret, as she explained that things got a little too real and assured everyone that no hard feelings were intended, though insiders later revealed she was shaken, spending time in her dressing room reflecting on the exchange. Gwen, on the other hand, was whisked away by her entourage to a private area, where she reportedly vented about feeling ambushed, her frustration stemming not just from the questions but from a perceived lack of empathy from someone she considered a colleague. The video of the clash leaked online almost instantly, courtesy of audience members who captured it on their phones despite no recording policies, spreading like wildfire across platforms and garnering reactions from shock to amusement, with memes featuring Gwen's exit set to dramatic music becoming viral sensations. Public relations teams sprang into action, with Gwen's camp releasing a statement emphasizing her commitment to positive promotions and regretting the escalation, while Kelly's show issued an apology for any discomfort caused, though stopping short of admitting fault. The full story extends to the personal toll, as Gwen confided in close friends about how the incident reopened old wounds from her divorce, a period marked by betrayal and public humiliation that she's worked hard to overcome through therapy and songwriting. Kelly, drawing from her own experiences with heartbreak, might have intended solidarity, but the delivery misfired, highlighting the challenges of navigating sensitive topics. Fan bases divided sharply. Stefani supporters flooded Kelly's socials with criticism, accusing her of insensitivity, while Clarkson's loyalists praised her for keeping it real, turning comment sections into battlegrounds of opinions. Media outlets feasted on the drama, with tabloids like People and Us Weekly running cover stories analyzing body language and speculating on future interactions, especially since both have ties to NBC through The Voice. In interviews following the event, Gwen subtly addressed it during a radio appearance, saying, "Sometimes you have to protect your peace, even if it means walking away," a sentiment that resonated with many facing similar boundary issues. Kelly, in her next episode, made a light-hearted reference to spicy interviews without naming names, showing her resilience but also a shift towards safer topics. The Clash's impact rippled into their professional lives, with rumors of Gwen pulling out of joint promotional events and Kelly's ratings soaring from the buzz. Deeper analysis reveals societal undertones, such as how women in entertainment are expected to share vulnerabilities for audience connection, often at personal cost, contrasting with male counterparts who face less scrutiny. Psychologists weighed in, noting that such public confrontations can be cathartic but also traumatic, advising celebrities on the escalation techniques. The full narrative also includes the crew's perspective, with stagehands describing the tense atmosphere post-walk-off, as technical adjustments were made hastily to salvage the show. In the weeks that followed, reconciliation rumors emerged when Blake Shelton, Gwen's husband, posted a supportive message that some read as olive branch to Kelly, his former Voice co-star. However, no direct communication was confirmed, leaving fans in suspense. This event underscores the high-stakes nature of live TV, where spontaneity can lead to unforgettable moments, good or bad. As we unpack more, it's evident that the storm-off was a culmination of built-up pressures, from career demands to personal histories, colliding in one explosive segment. Entertainment historians compare it to iconic feuds like Bette Davis and Joan Crawford, though on a smaller scale, suggesting it could evolve into a legendary tale. Ultimately, the full story humanizes these stars, reminding us they're not immune to emotions, and perhaps this clash will foster growth, leading to stronger boundaries and deeper respect in future encounters. Exploring the broader implications of Gwen Stefani's storm-off from the Kelly Clarkson Show after their heated clash unveils a tapestry of celebrity culture, media ethics, and the intricate dance of public personas that often masks the raw humanity beneath. In the immediate aftermath, the incident dominated headlines, with news programs like Entertainment Tonight dedicating segments to expert breakdowns, where body language specialists pointed out Gwen's crossed arms and Kelly's wide-eyed surprise as indicators of escalating discomfort. Social media algorithms amplified the content, pushing related videos to millions, resulting in a surge of user-generated analyses, from TikTok stitches recreating the argument to Twitter threads debating feminism in talk shows. Gwen's music saw a boost in streams, particularly tracks like Used to Love You, which fans linked to the emotional undercurrents of the clash, while Kelly's show experienced record DVR numbers, proving that controversy sells. Behind closed doors, negotiations ensued, with reports of mediated calls attempting to smooth over the rift, though neither party has publicly confirmed reconciliation. The full story delves into their shared history on The Voice, where Gwen and Kelly coached seasons together, sharing laughs and mentorship moments that made the clash all the more surprising, perhaps rooted in unspoken competition for the spotlight. Critics argued that Kelly's probing style, while engaging, sometimes borders on intrusive, citing past guest discomforts, whereas defenders highlighted her Emmy-winning authenticity as a breath of fresh air in polished TV. Gwen, with her punk roots, has always championed independence, making her walk-off a powerful statement against being cornered. The event sparked industry-wide discussions, with talk show hosts like Jimmy Fallon and Ellen's successors reflecting on their approaches, implementing guest veto rights on topics. Fan petitions emerged, some calling for boycotts, others for a joint appearance to hash it out, illustrating the parasocial relationships audiences form with stars. Economically, the clash benefited both. Gwen's fashion line saw increased sales from sympathetic buyers, and Kelly's concert tickets spiked amid the buzz. Psychologically, experts noted the stress of live interactions, where adrenaline can amplify reactions, advising mindfulness practices for celebrities. The narrative also touches on gender biases, as similar male-led confrontations often get labeled as passionate debates rather than catfights. Audience members shared stories of the taping day, describing the pre-show excitement turning to stunned silence, with some feeling the energy shift palpably. In retrospect, the full story might include missed opportunities for de-escalation, like a timely joke or change of subject, lessons for future broadcasts. As time passed, subtle signs of thawing appeared, such as mutual likes on Instagram posts, hinting at private resolutions.